good thing is you have other videos for just naming muscles, and you guys should have been using that to answer some of the questions or at least review some of the concepts. When it comes to the exam, just remember that you might have a few images, and that's based on the list that says images. The rest of it is going to be simple descriptions of basic muscles that even if you didn't take this course, you might be a little familiar with. So just remind yourself, don't stress over it. The questions that are related to the study guide, make sure that you're clear on where they're grouped into. If they're identification, which means maybe I'll give a description, or if they're pictures and images, or they're actions. It's very basic stuff for this 100 level. What's an origin? It's the fixed point of an attachment for a muscle, right? It's the side of the muscle that does not move. What's an insertion? It's the side of the muscle that does move. Agonist, antagonist, and synergist. Agonist, here we go, let's go. I'm the prime mover. So we go, let's go. He's the major muscle. So this is not the only one, but this is the simplest one to use. If I have the biceps brachii, it's the big muscle, right? It's the one that moves with contraction. So that's the agonist. He's the prime mover in the contraction of, or in the action of flexion. What about extension? It's going to be a different prime mover. But during flexion of the bicep at the elbow, my prime mover is my bicep. Let's say that the synergist would be the brachialis. He's going to help. And then the antagonist is the muscle that's just opposing the action. So if I'm flexing, the muscle that would normally extend is the antagonist, the opposer. He's the opposer. So agonist, prime mover. Antagonist is opposite of agonist, and synergist helps out the agonist. Okay, so here's where it gets fun. Remember that list that I made on the board, and it said action, shape, number of heads, muscle fiber direction, origin, insertion, size, and anatomical direction. Here's where you guys get to take that chart. That's going to be your homework. If you fill it in, it will help you a lot for my class and for lab. So the reviews that I have for muscle are pretty helpful for lab. They're okay for lecture, but remember now, lecture is a description. It's not identification. So listen to what I'm saying as I'm describing the different muscles. So in this case, externus, external, superficialis, profundus, oh, superficial, kind of like me. But you want deep relationships. Do we really? Or do we want the hot guy? I don't know, kind of superficial. So we have externus and intrinsic, extrinsic. Number of heads, we already went over this, right? We said shape, we said size. 2 heads is bicep, 3 heads is tricep, 4 heads is quadricep. If I put the bicep in the arm,